Here's a selection of outtakes that didn't make it into the final cut of the episode. Some of these things just didn't fit in because of time and a whole bunch of reasons. Enjoy. Okay, this is kind of funny. I'm a big fan of this series from the UK called Red Dwarf, and there's this character on it named Rimmer, and he does this weird way of saluting people by moving his hand around like that and then, you know, saluting. Well, if you do the Rimmer wave, well, you can actually activate things on the game system way easier because you're moving a lot of things around at a certain time. So, if you do this, it easily engages things. So anytime you need to select something, just do the Rimmer wave. For instance, the only thing that makes these really terrible games that much worse is actually trying to get everything to work. It's basically Diner Dash. You know, you collect money and food from tables and customers, bring them around to places, but that doesn't work when you're using touch controls! I'm wiping, but it just won't clean, no matter what I do. That entire game is finished because there's only 3 things you have to wipe to clean. But the way to win is to get really close and just do this. We use 2 drone shots in this episode, and each drone shot is actually done backwards. We shoot it in kind of this weird way so that when I go to edit it, I just reverse the footage to give it the impression that it's doing something else. See, in reverse, the image looks a lot smoother, so that's why we do it that way. I also added in some stabilization. These videos are originally 4K in resolution, so I'm able to crop in and kind of adjust everything to keep it stable so that the video kind of doesn't look shaky. But here are the original uncut pieces of footage from the opening and the ending. The opening drone shot was actually filmed in Cambridge, Ontario, actually more specifically Hespeler, Ontario. This was done in a bridge. Now this entire shot is real and not really edited in any way, but one thing we had to do was that all of the sound effects at the very beginning that you hear of the wind and all that stuff, that is all fake. Realistically, if you were to turn on a microphone on this drone, if it had one, all you would hear is the drone's really loud propellers. So all the sound effects you're hearing in the beginning are all completely generated. None of it is real. The fly swatter review sequence actually was fully shot. I just didn't really want to use all the stuff I said because I thought it was funnier to jump and scream like this. Ah! But here's what I actually did as a review. I can't believe you ripped off Mario Paint. Of all the games you had to rip off, the fly swatting game from Mario Paint's the place you go to? I mean, why? Why did that fly take so much of the cake? That's insane! How fucking strong are these flies? The worst part of this game is that when the flies get really close and get to that, like, table area, well, you don't see where your hands are, so you kind of have to guess. But just like every other game in the system, all you gotta do is this so you can never lose. It's so freaking annoying. Ah! I discovered something really funny about this console. See this 2-player option here? See, this is marketed on the box by saying this console's fun for the whole family. But guess what? All the 2-player games on here are the exact same games from the single-player experience. The only difference is, every time a player dies, the other player now takes their turn. That is the dumbest 2-player thing I've ever seen in a console. They're all replicated, 1-to-1. There's no difference. There's not even a gap to put like another player in it to play. This is the dumbest fucking console I've ever seen. And for the last outtake, if you watch this entire video, you'll probably notice that on the top left or bottom right or somewhere in the corner of any of these games I'm playing, there's a weird little picture that looks like me with some cartoon look all over it. Well, that is the avatar system built into this game console, which I didn't want to talk about because honestly, we were running out of time with this video already going over in 38 minutes. So I cut all these sequences out because I didn't feel like they needed to be there. They just added a lot of weight and made the video way too long. I want to give all the patrons a special thank you for making this video